Well, welcome back. Seems like we're filming more than we have been. And I had mentioned before, well, to start off, we're going to finish on our rods here, but I'm going to get something out of the way here. I had said that I had made a new set of wheels, and I widened them up, used a little longer bolt and some spacers in here on this 2x6, and then I put in took a big U-bolt and cut it in half, and I found I had to cut one of the things down. They were too equal in length, and so it was a real pain to get the pintle or the gudgeons to go over it and get it inserted. And I need to put a handle on the back to make it a little more easily movable getting onto the boat. But once it's on the boat, and you just pick it up and move it around, and it works pretty easy that way. So, you know, I have the blades primed. I had them sanded. I took my machine sander, sanded them down real well. They were kind of glossy from the last bit of fiberglassing that we did. I'd mixed in some Q-cells, I guess is what they were, mixed in with epoxy, and that really thickened it up and made it a nice smooth surface. So I gave it a sand. I got 2 coats of a primer on it now, and then I have the tubes all sanded down, and like there's a couple chips I may do another light sanding on this before I paint them. But one of the things that I did before that, let me tip down here a little bit. So I had some closed cell foam, and you can see I've already got the holes in it. And so you just set the pipe down and then just weld it around and around, and it just with pressure, and you can see it's starting to cut a hole in there. And it just cuts through, and I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it in there. And then I shove them down, so that makes these things more waterproof on the inside than what the pins on the end are. And I've got my plastic pipe, 1.5 inches, and then this is a 1.5 inch to 2 inch reducer fitting. And then I've got a couple, which I just got this morning. The last oars, you'll remember, I drilled and I put in those little brass inserts, and then I used a set screw inside of that. But this time I'm just going to use a 5/16 set screw. So now I got to drill a 1/4 inch hole and tap it for 5/16, and then insert this into it, and that will be, this by itself will be used with a smaller piece of plastic pipe on the inside to hold it steady on the shaft and makes it movable, so that I know what where it needs to, the oar locks need to go, and the stops for when I'm rowing on the Nymph. And also I had already put a layer, there's probably a couple wraps on these things. This is the handle. And I need to put another wrap around it, a single layer of 4-ounce cloth, in order to get a tighter fit to go in the tubing. And the same thing for the oar blades. I need to sand these down a little bit and then put another layer of glass on them so they'll fit even tighter. So let me go ahead and do that. Well, I got our silver tip mixed up. I've forgotten, it's been so long since I had mixed any epoxy. I don't know why. It's for some reason it's like, oh, I gotta mix up epoxy. I gotta mix up epoxy. Oh, it's like some kind of like big deal, and it isn't. It's just, you know, not much different than mixing up paint. Just wet it around, get it to set down, go straight. Just wrap it around. I'm still in here, yeah. Just add a little more to wet it out. got the pipe in the jaw horse, and I've got a pilot hole started here already. Okay, drill that through. Let me get my tap out, and we'll tap this thing and set the set screw in it. There seems to be enough, you know, I could have used a longer set screw, I guess. I probably got 1/8 of an inch. I might find some piece of plastic or something to stick in here. That way the head of the, or the end of the top of the set screw won't seem so deep in the tube. So maybe I'll find a little plastic buttonhole at the hardware store. Well, we have all the pieces pretty much taken care of. We got these put together and joined, and then the set screw holds them together. I got the last coat of, the last wrap on these guys to make a tight fit on the tubing. And so I'll clean those up tomorrow and get them fitted. And probably I'll go ahead and paint the shafts. I've got some new paint from System 3, a new version of their LPU, which is a different mixing ratio. It mixes up 5:1, and it's a white color, so I may paint the shafts white on that. I don't know if I will do the blades or not. I may add some color to them, or I may make them white, who knows. Well, it's another day, and we've got the ends, that extra glass we put on yesterday, cleaned up. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it in. There we go. There. Getting a little bit of chipping on the aluminum here where I didn't shine up, I guess, the aluminum enough with the sandpaper. Let's go ahead and stick on the other end. Well, we're back and we got them all together. Trying to decide whether I'm going to put some of these little rubber collars down over here for a nicer, tighter fit. I'll think about that. I've got the other end here, and I came up with, I found something at the hardware store for a little rubber plug to fit inside that'll that the set screw will push down on the tubing on. So let's see if that'll work. And then there we go. And then I won't be able to set this until I get him on the boat and go out and row to see where the optimal position is. So let me go ahead and give these guys a paint. I don't know if I'll video that or not, but maybe. We'll come back. Well, I was going to paint them blue, but I thought, well, if it's going to go with the Nymph and it's red, I might as well paint these things red. So got them on standoffs, and then I got my little clamps butterflied down at the other end there on the handle to keep them straight while I'm painting. So we'll come back. Probably when I'm doing this, I'll do the second coat off camera. Well, we're back again. I've got the paddles painted. Let me get out of the screen. You don't need to see me anymore. Got the paddles put together. I put a little rubber ring. I took a section of bicycle tube. This is like one of the, you know, the 26-inch. The tube fits 1.5 by 2 1/4 diameter tires, and I cut it into about 1.5 inch section, and then I took it and rolled it up into a little donut down into the groove here, so it acts like a bumper. And then on the other end, I took bang, and I folded it on, and then I turned it over itself. The end here is folded under itself, so it gives it kind of a nice little closure on the end, keep a little bit of the water out. And then I've got the tube mounted in, and I set it at 18 inches from the end to the very end here. And I've got this ready to go on to the other one. But I've got one of the things that I did for underneath here on the where's that? The back side of the set screw is the hole. As I got this plug. It's automotive. I don't know. It was either a Ford or GM product. There's a little plug that fits in, and I take it and I trim it down until I got just a little bit left. And then that goes up inside the hole here. And then that mushroom top spreads the loads around on the rest of the shaft here. So let me go ahead and slide that on. Well, it took me a little bit of fiddling to get that thing to stay in there. And I've got it down to 18 inches from the end to the very top here. And I've got it so that this is the working face down here. So I got it to where it's in line with the edge of the blade. And then I can set it down. So that little mushroom cap in there will keep the set screw from chewing up the paint. And now we can go ahead and put on the little coat on the end here. Let's see, was that inside out? Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then slide this on. This down here where I can get a grip on it. Okay, and then just pull it back. Now, got a nice finished off seam. You can see that on the end there. And then our little roll at the other end. So now I got a match set of 6-foot oars that I can use on the Nymph now. And we'll go back down, and as soon as I bring the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the Nymph back into the barn and then clean up around where I had the fillets holding the seat to the bottom of the hull, and I'm going to clean that up with grind off the paint and then put on a layer of glass tape all the way around and then repaint it. And then we'll go down and we'll do another test with these newer oars. That should be the right length for that size of the hull. So I'll see you later.